What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about how we can work out less and get better results. So if you're interested in learning more about working out, getting more defined, stronger, boosting metabolism, whatever it may be, this is going to be the video for you. So diving straight into it, the very first thing is I want to talk about, how does this all work in general? Like, how do we actually build muscles? How do we get stronger and all of that? So first, let's talk a little bit about the science behind it. I'm going to keep it very, very simple for y'all. Basically, when it comes to trying to build muscles and get stronger, what we need to do is we need to stress our muscles, okay? We need to put our muscles in a state where it is stressed and we need to force them to grow, okay? So if you apply enough pressure to something, over time, what's gonna happen to that muscle is gonna get harder, it's gonna adapt, so that way it can take on that pressure better, okay? That's the coolest thing about us people is that we are so good at adapting to our environments, and that's why consistency is key with working out, so that way we can actually see results faster, okay? If you only work out once a month or so, your body's never gonna adapt to being able to lift heavier weight because it doesn't need to, right? It's not happening every single day. But if you think about it, let's say, you're a woodsman and you work in the woods and you're out there every single day and you're lifting heavy logs every day. Eventually you're gonna get stronger because you're doing it every day, so you need to adapt to that job, okay? So that's what we're gonna talk about today, is how we can weight lift and work out better, okay? So very first thing when it comes to working out weightlifting, 99% of my clients, about 9% work out about 3 times per week, okay? And they see results from that. The reason why is because when they work out, they focus on full body workouts, okay? So 3 times per week, full body, every single workout. Therefore, if you think about it, they're hitting now their muscle groups, let's say your chest area, instead of just hitting it 1 time per week, they're now hitting it 3 times per week as well, okay? So that's one thing, is that the frequency. So they're working out more, hitting that spot more than just 1 time per week. The next thing here is that when they're working out, they're doing compound lifts, okay? So compound lifts is when you're doing movements, exercises that work more than just one muscle group, okay? So the way I like to explain it is like, what do you guys think is gonna be better for you when working out? Is it gonna be better if, let's say you're just doing a bicep curl, right? Or would it be better if you're doing a bench press? What do you think is gonna allow you to get the best results? Obviously the bench press, right? Because when you're doing the bench press, you're not only just pushing on your chest muscle, you're also working your shoulders, you're also working your triceps as well, and you can actually work your core as well. Like I don't even work my core and I have a 6-pack, and it's because, well, number one, yes, genetics, I've always kind of had the abs growing up, but also it's because I work my compound lifts, okay? I work my core into my compound lifts. So compound lifts are movements where you're using multiple muscle groups to do them. So like if you're doing a dip hanging off the ground, if you're doing barbell bench press, okay? If you're doing barbell squats, if you're doing barbell deadlifts, if you're doing barbell rows. So pretty much any movement with a barbell is gonna be very similar to a compound lift. So compound lifts are when you're working multiple muscle groups rather than just one. So that is going to allow you to, number one, build the best strength possible, save you much more time, and hit many more muscle groups and help you burn more calories within that time frame, okay? So you could spend 30 minutes, let's say, doing bicep curls, right? Or you could spend 30 minutes, let's say you're doing bench press. You're gonna get the best bang for your buck when you're doing bench press, because bicep curl is just one small muscle group that you're burning that one group. Yes, it's great, you'll grow the biceps, but everything else is not growing, right? So if you're doing bench press, you're working everything else. So it's the best bang for your buck. So if you don't have much time, you don't want to spend too much time in the gym, you want to get in and out, full body workouts 3 times per week, compound lifts is going to be your go-to, okay? I wouldn't even touch the dumbbells for bicep curls if I were you in that case. So the next thing that we can do here now, so that is like the most basic thing you could do, okay? If you're trying to save yourself some time and work out and get the best bang for your buck, it's compound lifts. Now, typically what should you do? How many compound lifts? You typically want to do about 16 to 18 total sets in a workout, okay? That's like a healthy amount. So if I'm going to do my chest, I typically do 4 sets, 4 exercises, which is 16, right? And I don't really count my warm-ups or nothing like that, so those can be added in, but I don't count those. So anyways, 4 sets and then 4 exercises, okay? So 16 total sets that I'm doing, if that makes sense. So that means, 4 exercises with the bench press, 4 exercises with the dumbbell, or four sets with the dumbbells, 4 sets with the flies, and then 4 sets with another incline chest movement, something like that, right? So that is going to allow me to get the best bang for my buck, and that is in a healthy range of sets where it is healthy enough to help stress, break down my muscle fibers in my chest area, but also not damage them as well. Because if we train too hard, too long, like those people, if you go to the gym 2, 3, 4 hours and stuff, and you're doing like, let's say 10 exercises, 10 sets on them, and you're just cranking out, that's actually not good for your muscles, okay? People who are like doing enhancing drugs and steroids and stuff, they can work out longer, they can work out more and put more on because they recover much faster, their muscles and everything, they can handle it, okay? But it's not needed and it's not healthy if you go way too hard on it, okay? So if you are doing the full body, what I would say starting out is, if you're a very beginner and you're just starting out, I would say 3 total sets and 2 exercises per main muscle group. So just keep it very simple. If you're going 3 times per week, you're doing full body workouts, start out with 2 exercises for your legs. After you warm up, maybe 5-10 minutes of cardio, and then 2 exercises for your legs. Move up to your back, do 2 exercises for your back, and then do 2 exercises for your chest. And in that, do about 3 sets per exercise. Once you get more into it and better and consistent, show yourself, improve yourself that you can stay consistent to it, okay? Once we get that hurdle passed, then perhaps add on an extra set. So now you're doing 4 sets, but still doing the 2 exercises per muscle group, okay? That'll be enough for now, like that's all you need. When it comes to weight loss, 90% plus of it is coming from the food side of things anyways, okay? So that would be all you need, and then you can work yourself up there. Of course, if you want to add in some core after, like totally add the core and whatever it may be. But I'd recommend, if you're really trying to save some time and not be in the gym all day long or anything like that, like 30, 45-minute workouts, 50 minutes or so, just hit the compound lifts. Don't even care about the core right now. That can come as you go and you can focus on that later. But the compound lifts is going to be the best bang for your buck, okay? I can't stress it enough. When it comes to compound lifts, number one, gotta learn the form first, okay? You do not want to injure yourself, and you don't need to be in there ego lifting. There's no point at all. I damaged my shoulder, and it has been a major setback in the past like 3-4 years on my journey. So save yourself, don't get injured, learn the form first, learn how to properly warm up before you actually exercise, and then you can bang out and crush it, okay? So ultimately, the next things here, now if we're going to get a little more advanced when it comes to weightlifting and whatnot, basically, so I guess I want to rewind real quick. So if you think about how you can actually grow your muscles and grow and get stronger, as I was talking about before, your body is good at adapting to its environment, okay? So if you're consistently pressing and stressing out your muscles, what's going to happen is that they're going to adapt to be able to hold that weight, okay? They're going to be able to adapt so they can take on that stress, so that way it's easier on you, okay? So just a visual example, okay? If I'm doing bicep curls and I do a bicep curl and I do those every day, or I do them 3 times per week, right? And I'm hitting them. Usually it takes about 24 hours or so to really recover when it comes to strength. So if you guys are specifically training for strength, you can do literally the same body part every day, every 24 hours. So if I'm doing bench press, doing 6 reps, trying to get stronger, I can train almost every day because that will recover. If you're looking to build muscle mass and build your muscle area, you want to give it about 48 hours or so. So about 2 days, we'll say. So if I'm hitting my arms 3 times per week and I'm stressing that muscle. So if you think about it, here's my, you have a bicep, okay? And you have these muscle fibers in them, okay? And there's these tiny micro tears that happen. So when I'm lifting that weight and it's going down slowly and it's like stressing and it's getting a little harder, it's slowly causing little tears in my muscles. And what's going to happen is that when I'm done working out and I go get a protein shake in, I get some good food and I sleep really good at night, then the body's going to repair itself, okay? So it's going to feel a little inflamed. You might feel a little sore at first as well. And ultimately, the body is going to go there and it's going to help recover. It's going to fix it. And over time, what's going to happen is the body's going to build these little muscle fibers more dense and stronger over time. And the more you do it, the more stronger and dense it gets. And the more protein and proper fueling you feed yourself, the better recovery, the better you're going to feel. Because Just like, a car, you put gas into it and that's how it'll function. If you put crap into your body, you're going to function like crap. Okay. So if you're eating McDonald's and everything every day, you're not even be close to as efficient as you could be. Mental clarity, the whole 9 yards. But if you're eating good, all right, high quality, good protein, stuff like that, it's going to help tremendously. Okay. So ultimately, that's kind of how it works there when it comes to building muscles, building strength, and whatnot. Now, getting into the little nitty-gritty details, some things that you can add on. One thing that you can pay a little more attention to is your tempo when working out, okay? So on the movements, I believe it's the eccentric movement, but I could be totally wrong, so don't take that word for granted. I got them both mixed up right now. But basically, let's say if I'm bench pressing, right? So yes, it's important to push out. But when that weight's coming down, that's where like so much stress is, because that's where gravity's trying to push it down, right? So if I'm going slow on my tempo, because you could go like this, you go one, like just super quick, right? Or you could slow it down a little bit and take your time and let that stress, and you're gonna shake a little bit, but that's gonna help tear those muscle fibers so you get the best bang for your buck in your workout. So you can do a tempo of like 1 second and then 3 seconds on the way down, pause for 1 second and then 1 second up and then 3 seconds on the way down, something like that. So you can always alter and change up the tempo. Now, it's so hot in this office, guys. I turned the air conditioner off so you guys can hear me good, but it is like 80 plus degrees and I'm a Canadian, so we are not used to the heat like that. So anyways, tempo. Now the next thing you can add in here is supersets and drop sets. So basically, if you're going to do a drop set, this is if you're really, really trying to save some time or if you're trying to take your lifting to the next level. Basically, what a drop set is let's say, go back to the bicep example. If I'm doing biceps and I'm doing just 30-pound dumbbells, right, and I'm busting them out, after I hit my 10 reps and that was my goal and I'm done that set, drop the weight, go grab a 15-pound, go grab a 20 pounds, and then start doing them again until failure. Go until failure, because that's okay. You can go to failure there and not have to be worried about any injuries happening, but that's gonna help you burn and stress that muscle even more, because if you think about it, this is why Arnold Schwarzenegger says you gotta shock the muscle. Because eventually our bodies are so good at adapting to things that if you consistently work out, let's say if you work out in the same program, the same exercises for like 8 months, right? Your body's gonna adapt to that, so you're not gonna get the best gains possible. So it's important to switch it up. But you don't want to switch it up too often as well, because you want to be able to see tangible progress, okay? This is why we always tell our clients, like, try to stay as consistent as possible with the program we have set up here. So that way we can really watch your progress and see you progress as you go. And then in 3-4 months or so, you can make those switches. Everyone's different though. Like if you're really just new to working out and you find that you get bored easy, then yes, you might want to look at switching things up here and there. So that way you can literally just get into the routine. Okay. The most important thing is building the habits and the routine at first. So that's why we want to set up as easy as possible. And that way you can just get into the routine, get results, like get that momentum going, if that makes sense. But ultimately, when you get more advanced, you do want to switch it up though. So that's another thing you can do, is switching it up. So like I said before, your body's going to get used to doing those bicep curls. So then if you add in the drop sets, what's going to happen then is your body's like, whoa, like we're getting a lot more load now. You're going way harder at it now because you added in that extra drop set, right? So it's going to stress the muscle even more, rip up more little muscle fibers. So it allows you to build better, bigger, stronger muscles. Side note real quick, okay? So one thing to expect when you are losing weight is you don't want to expect to be actually building muscle. Ladies, I'm talking to you. When it comes to guys, yes, similar. Like I have built muscle in my deficit. The reason why though, ladies, is because guys have much more testosterone, okay? And that is essential, is one of the most important things when it comes to building muscle, getting stronger and everything, is having testosterone in our bodies. So as a guy, I can be in a proper calorie deficit if it's not too crazy low, and I do it in a smart way and I'm properly training, stressing my muscles, high protein diet. Is actually possible for me to pack on a little bit of muscle mass while dropping body fat at the same time. Ladies, for you, one thing you don't have to worry about is building those massive biceps like a bodybuilder when you're losing weight if you're working out, because it's not going to happen. And the reason why is because your testosterone is lower and ultimately you're in a caloric deficit. okay? If you're in a calorie surplus, that means yes, you'll pack on weight, you'll pack on the pounds, and you'll also pack on muscle mass to your body. So if you want to grow your booty, if you want to do something like that and you lost your weight, put in a slight bulk, gain some weight, gain some muscle mass in that area, and then you can shred it down. But when you're losing weight, don't stress about it. If anything, you're just going to make your muscles more solid, more dense, which I mean, we all want, right? More solid. And the next thing though is more tone, more defined, because your muscles, they're growing, they're developing, so you're gonna see them easier throughout your skin. That's why a lot of people, like when it comes to building abs, some people, they don't see them when they lose the weight. It's because you gotta work them a little more and get them a little more thick so they pop out more through your skin. So don't worry about it though. You're not going to gain these massive biceps when you're losing weight and you're working out. That's totally not going to happen. You're just going to get more tone, defined. You're going to get more dense muscles. You're going to feel a hell of a lot better as well. And you're going to feel like a freaking boss in your life because your confidence is going to explode. You know, you're going to be able to handle yourself so much better. Your bones are going to get so strong, which is so important after the age of 40 to 50 because, you know, as we age, our bones will get more brittle. And if we're not having the proper nutrients, if we're not working out, then we're in for some trouble. So it's important that we do this. So let's see what we got here. So that is drop sets, supersets, stressing the muscle, like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, the famous quote of shock the muscle. And let's see, the next one here is making sure that you're actually working hard enough, okay? So yeah, you can go in the gym, you can go 2 times per week and maintain your muscle mass. You go 3 times per week, you'll see progress. But when you're in there, make sure that you're giving it, okay? Make sure that you're working hard. If you're going to go spend the time doing it, make sure you do it good because, you know, one of the things with this weight loss is like, it's got to be part of your lifestyle, right? And how we do anything is how we do everything. That's why I always say when you wake up in the morning, which I did today, but when you wake up in the morning, don't click that snooze button, okay? Because what that's going to do is that's going to break that discipline and that's going to lead throughout your whole day. So maybe when it comes to that work, someone has chocolates in their desk, you're more likely to do it because you already slipped up this morning. So it's like it runs throughout your day. It's a ripple effect. So when you go to the gym, work hard, get her done, okay? Focus in, put the phone away, and that's going to help build your discipline in every other area of your life as well, okay? So ultimately, push to about 80% maximum. Don't go as hard as possible. Don't go to till failure every single time on your lifts. Don't go where you can't get the barbell off your chest, like nothing like that, but go 80% maximum. Okay, so let's say, for example, you can do 10 pull-ups maximum, only do 8. Okay, so that way you can get more sets in, and then in the long run get more volume. Okay, because if you do it to the maximum, you're gonna burn out, you're gonna be exhausted, and you're not gonna be ready for the next set. But if you do it at 80% maximum, you can consistently hit it every single set and still stress your muscles. Now, the most important thing when it comes to building muscle, strength, the whole 9 yards, is stressing the muscle, which means adding more weight, adding more resistance onto it. So the tempo, it can be the time under tension, it can be the weight that you're lifting. So it can be, you know, if you lift 30 pounds, add 5 pounds extra. So now you're lifting 35 pounds. That's the extra stress and tension on your muscle. If you're only doing 3 sets, do 4 sets. Now you're adding more extra tension, stress on your muscle. If you're only doing 10 reps, go to 12 reps. Now you're adding more stress and tension on your muscle. See, so you want to add more, you want to progress, and that's why it's important to track your workouts as much as possible. Our clients, they got an app so they literally can just like track everything is already done for them. Super easy to follow, but you gotta have something where you can track your progress and remember so that way you can always be pushing and stressing your muscle, okay? So push yourself, work hard. I promise you it might not be fun in the moment, but it feels fun after, and the benefits are just worth every second of it, okay? So next, that is pretty much it. Just a few other side notes for y'all. So again, 16, 18 total sets per workout. That's perfect. If you're gonna do like less than 6 reps, that's more so like a power lifter approach, which like 99% of y'all don't want to do that. You're looking for mostly, I would say, like if you're over 40 plus, you're looking around the 10 to like 15 rep range is like pretty solid for you. Maybe 20 reps. possibly, but around 10 is like the sweet spot. 8 to 15 or so is like called like the hypertrophy, right? So that's like the muscle building zone. I don't really like to go over 15 reps myself. I just find like I get so bored, and it's like I just want to like do less reps, crush it out and get it done. So that's my personal preference. So like I'm usually like a 10 rep kind of person. Now, if you're going to do 10 reps, you want to rest for about 60 seconds. If you're going to do 15 reps, 40 seconds, 45 seconds, 12 reps, anywhere between 45 to 50 seconds, like resting in between your sets. And if you're going to do like 8 reps, rest about a minute and a half or so. And anything underneath, I mean, I don't want to talk about it because I don't really want y'all to do it because it's not really needed unless you're going to become a power lifter. Okay? So other than that, let's see here. If some splits, some full body, so 3 times per week, full body all the way. Like don't split it, just do full body. That's the best bang for your buck. If you're going to go 2 times per week, again, full body as well. Make sure you crank it out. That allows you to at least maintain. If you're going to do 4 times per week, you probably want to split it up. Okay, so that means you could do. One of my clients right now, they're actually. They literally lost over 120 pounds. They built a 6-pack, and now they're wanting to lean bulk. So they want to build more muscle mass in their body, fill out themselves a little bit more. So what they're going to be doing now is 4 times per week. They're going from 3 to 4 times, and they're doing an upper split. Okay, so like your back and your chest area and your shoulders, doing a lower split. So like your legs, your legs, some more cardio and core, and they just do that. And they're just doing upper, lower, okay? So if you're going to do 5 times per week, you can really split it up like I do. On Mondays, I'll do chest area, so my chest / triceps. Tuesdays, leg day. Wednesday is back day. And then Thursdays is arms and shoulders. And then Fridays is legs again. Okay, so that's kind of my split. And then 6 times per week, you can split up even more. So it's just totally up to you what works best for you. 80% of the time, make sure you're spending it resistance training. That's the best bang for your buck. 20% of the time, you can spend it, make sure you do cardio and always stretch after your workouts, okay? When you're warming up, okay, there's a lot going into this today, y'all, but it's important. When you're warming up, you can do the dynamic stretches and stuff, but I honestly recommend just warming up your rotator cuffs, getting your body into the movements, using the bands and everything, body weight, and then slowly adding on the weights. So if you're going to do bench press, maybe do like 3 warm-up sets at different weights before you actually crank out your normal rate, and then go from there. Cardio, a lot of my clients, I know a lot of my clients, they just do, or they like just 10 minutes or so, high incline walking, that's perfectly fine, and then getting their steps outside of the gym. But yeah, I would say spend the majority of your time definitely resistance training, okay? And that can be body weight, that can be with the weights, whatever it may be. Let's see here. That is pretty much it, okay? So that's it for today. Lastly though, as always, stay consistent, okay? This all doesn't matter if you're not consistent, so you gotta be consistent with your goals. If you need some help with that consistency to keep on track so you can build the habits to build this into a lifestyle, message me, CH, comment down below, help, and I'll reach out to you ASAP, or there's a link on this live training. If you're on YouTube watching this, make sure you subscribe, and if you finish to the end, make sure you leave a smiley face, all right? I love to see who pays attention on these trainings. And other than that, again, if you need any help, I'm always here for you, but crush it, go get some good gains, and I hope you enjoyed this training.